This incident just happened in Atlanta, Georgia. A father gets into an argument with his son and shoots his son. Check it out.
A man shot and killed by his father is struggling to understand how a family dispute turned deadly. Today we got the mugshot of the man accused of killing his own son. Channel 2's Michael Seiden spoke with her. He's live in Buckhead after speaking to that victim's sister.
And Dee Clyburn told me that she agreed to speak with me because she doesn't want this tragedy to define her brother's life. Again, she is so shaken by what happened. We also want to tell you we've learned exclusively tonight that the victim's girlfriend, a Fulton County Marshal, has actually been placed on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of an APD investigation.
I wouldn't have ever imagined, not in 100 years, would I have thought that this was the phone call I was getting.
Dee Clyburn says she still can't process what she's been told, that her older brother, 32-year-old Durante Schofield, was shot and killed by their own father. On Friday, Clyburn spoke with us by phone, fighting back tears as she described the shock and heartbreak.
That's my big brother, and I will never be able to call him again.
Clyburn says Schofield was the proud father of 2 young children, an entrepreneur who worked as an independent contractor in Metro Atlanta, and a family man who loved being a dad, a brother, and a creative spirit.
He cared genuinely and deeply about people. He was a passionate person.
Earlier in the day, a judge denied bond for their father, 54-year-old Durante Rhodes Tolliver. Investigators say he drove to the 55 Farr Apartments in Buckhead after learning his son had been involved in a car crash. According to an affidavit, he and his son began fighting inside the apartment, but when officers arrived, they say both men appeared calm and walked out together. Once they got to the parking lot, the argument started again. Investigators say the father told police he believed his son reached towards his waistband as if he had a gun, so he fired at least 12 shots. Police say they searched Schofield's body, but he did not have a gun.
Just remember him as being a lover and a giver, a helper.
And Dee told me that although her brother was a convicted felon, he had really gotten his life together. He was making positive changes and really having a positive influence on his friends and family. Now, the family obviously is going to need some help with the funeral arrangements. They've launched a GoFundMe page. We've got all the details posted on our webpage right now, WSBTV.com. For now, we're live in Buckhead. Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action News.
Now, my sister has 4 sons, and she used to say this to me before I had children. She said, kids will take you there. You know, and we understood that to mean that kids will push you and you have to know when not to react. So this father evidently overreacted, and fathers have been taking matters into their own hands for centuries, I guess. My mother, who was born in the 30s, told me about a father and son in her town when she was growing up in North Carolina, where the father had killed his son. And, you know, he was arrested and went to court and went before the judge. And the judge told him that your sentence is that you have to live with the fact that you murdered your son. So the judge didn't put him in jail, just told him that your sentence is to live with the fact that you did what you did to your son. And that is a heavy burden to live with. Now, they don't do that anymore. If you murder your child, you're definitely going to get a life sentence. Just think of that, just the anguish that you're going to have to live with knowing that you've done what you've done. Now, the holidays are coming. Thanksgiving is around the corner. Christmas is a couple of months away. So be careful out there, and especially on the roads. You know, this incident that I'm going to play next is of an incident that happened today where someone got shot over something very minor. So check it out.
New details on the shooting that shut down a stretch of I-95 in Boca Raton yesterday. A woman is now under arrest accused of shooting another driver. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live outside the jail in Fort Lauderdale where that suspect is being held at this hour. Roy?
Yeah, Nicole, this all happened during rush hour, so pretty remarkable that there were no other reported injuries. And the woman accused of firing that shot with no prior criminal history, but she is now facing some pretty serious charges.
I am going to hold you without bond.
No bond for Brianna Evans as the 26-year-old faced a Broward County judge Thursday after Broward Sheriff deputies said she opened fire on another driver while on the lanes of I-95 near Hillsborough Boulevard.
You are charged with 1 count attempted premeditated murder, 1 count attempted murder while engaged in a certain felony offense.
But in court, her attorney claimed that shot fired was all in an effort to defend herself.
She really felt fear for her life, and which resulted in the actions which she did in order to defend herself. My understanding, judgment speaking to her, she was being followed by these 2 male individuals.
The Broward Sheriff's Office said it was just after 4:30 Wednesday when deputies responded to the shooting on the interstate in Boca Raton that caused massive traffic delays. It's there they discovered this box truck with a bullet hole piercing right through the driver's side of the cab. The man behind the wheel hit in the head.
There's nothing to indicate that this person was trying to drive into her. It was her reckless driving that created the dynamic that caused those cars to come together.
In court, we learned Evans claimed the truck driver and another passenger with him were following her, and she was in fear for her life. But state prosecutors say it was Evans who was the aggressor.
By her own admission, she cut him off because she doesn't like people that don't drive fast enough in the fast lane, causing his car to go into hers, and then to claim she decided to shoot.
After Evans and the alleged victim pulled over, investigators said she threatened him again.
After he was shot, didn't realize it, pull his car over, go to her car to see if she's okay, to which he threatened him with the gun again.
So, again, Evans is being held without bond, but if she is to be released from jail at some point, she has been ordered to surrender her weapons and no longer permitted to drive. As for the victim in this case, surprisingly, he is expected to be okay. For now, here in Fort Lauderdale, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Now, when you're on the road, I know people drive crazy, people drive erratic, everybody's in a hurry. I live here in Atlanta. There's traffic all the time. People drive extremely fast. People switch lanes often right in front of you. Don't get upset. This is just how it is. Take a deep breath and just cool out. Don't lose your cool, no matter what you do. Don't lose your cool. And sometimes I just get over. I just get over in a slower lane. And I just get out their way. If they want to go fast, I'm not going to be trying to trap them off and, stay in front of them and stuff like that. If I don't have to, if I can move over and let them through, I'll let them through. Because the main thing is to get to your destination safely, right, and intact. It's not to prove anything out there on the road. I don't have to prove that I know how to drive better than you or try to teach you a lesson because you're not driving correctly. I'm not out there to police the highways. I'm there to get from point A to point B safely. So during these holiday seasons, just chill out, and remember, your goal is just to get from point A to point B. It's not to get into an argument on the highway over anything. And if you do happen to get into a fender bender or an accident, just relax, just be calm, the other person may be upset. Just let them vent. Don't get into it with them and just call the police. When I was a teenager, when I was 19, I was a delivery driver in Manhattan. I drove a delivery van in Midtown Manhattan. I used to deliver dry cleaning. And one day I'm parked, to make my delivery. And I parked in front of this driveway, right at the front of the driveway. And I made my delivery. I came back, got into the van, and as I was pulling out of the driveway, there was a car that was trying to turn into the driveway, and we collided. And the vans that we had, the van that I was driving had this metal grill on the front. It wasn't decorative. It was totally square, and it had sharp 90-degree angles on this grill. And this grill caught the side of this guy's car as he was turning, and I could hear it and feel it scraping the side of his car. And I panicked and I threw the car in reverse. And as I was reversing, I could hear like just the car, the van just scraping again against the side of this guy's driver's side door. And I was like, oh my God. And the guy jumped out the car and he started yelling and screaming and cursing. And I was sitting in the van. I had the window rolled up, and the guy just stood there and just cursed me out for like about 5 or 10 minutes. It felt like a half hour, but it probably was about 5 minutes. He was just going off, calling me all kind of names and stuff like that. And I just sat there. I just sat there and took it. And then when he calmed down, I opened the door and I got out. And I said, yo, man, I'm sorry, man. He said, yo, man, I'm sorry too, man. He said, I just was upset. I said, I know. I know. I said, it's not a problem, man. It's my bad. We exchanged insurance. I called my boss, told him what happened. He said, Rome, just make the next delivery, and it was not a big deal. Everything was taken care of. So what I'm trying to say is that in the moment, you might be upset, you might be angry, you might say a few things, but keep your cool. Maintain your cool. It's going to be all right. As long as you're well and healthy, that's the only thing that matters. So y'all be careful out there. Thank you once again for stopping by and checking me out. And until next time, as always, peace and stay safe.